Hello and welcome back to the Gaming 5. Now I should probably clarify that title a bit. What I'm actually saying is it's not worth the upgrade for most people. So let's talk about what you do get. First off, you do get a small 7% increase in GPU power. Secondly, you get a true 4K UHD Blu-ray player. And third, it is shrunken down quite a bit. Now let's talk about that additional GPU power. A little bit of a boost is nice, however the truth is, it's hardly noticeable. I'm showing footage in a single screen and not a side-by-side comparison, because a side-by-side comparison is the only way you're really going to notice any difference. You can see here there are still frame rate dips. Without a direct comparison, performance is almost entirely unnoticeable unless, like me, you memorize certain performance hits in certain games and can compare them, in which I admit I do notice a small improvement. An improvement so small I really don't think the average person will notice it on their own. Games that benefit the most are games that use dynamic resolution, as dynamic resolution essentially is always running at the power limit, so any change or increase in the limit immediately provides results. I noticed some areas that used to be blurrier and were instead noticeably more crisp. Unfortunately, not a lot of games use dynamic resolution, but for the ones that do, this approximately 7% GPU power increase does do something. Moving into the 4K UHD Blu-ray player is a whole different ballpark. You see, UHD defines the ability to support HDR, and if you don't know what high dynamic range is, it affects luminosity of a picture in both video and games media. And here's the problem, you need a 4K UHD TV, and the truth is, I can tell you for a fact that most people don't have a 4K UHD TV. There are plenty of people with 4K TVs, but not a 4K UHD TV. They are much more expensive. Truth is, if you don't own a 4K UHD TV, the 4K UHD Blu-ray player and HDR support for games means absolutely nothing for you. Like, this is supposed to be like, not as, this is a 0. It's a good. Lastly, it is super tiny compared to the original Xbox One. And for the very small number of people who have space issues with the Xbox One, well, this one was decreased in size by about 40%, so you should be good to go with this one. In conclusion, as you can see, nothing about the Xbox One S screams upgrade. You have to have a very expensive 4K UHD TV to really get the benefit. And on the off chance that you do, well, this is a no-brainer because it's the cheapest way to get a 4K UHD Blu-ray player. For those looking for more performance, you have to be looking for it with a fine-tooth comb, as games with dynamic resolution are the only ones that really see true benefit. You have to have a very specific need, mostly that you have a 4K UHD TV. At the end, it's quite simply exactly as I said. For most people who currently own an Xbox One, upgrading to the Xbox One S just isn't worth it. Now to wrap up on a note that really doesn't have to do with the worth of the console, I thought I'd bring this up in case it helps anyone else. For some odd reason, the Xbox One S wouldn't accept my surround sound through the TV as the old Xbox One did. I had to go through some really weird options like command the TV to accept a surround signal, and then I had to go finagle and do optical out, and make the optical out say that it was actually bitstream, and then switch it to bitstream so that it would trick the HDMI to output bitstream, in which the TV then picked up the signal. So I'm putting this out there, it's really random, but for anyone who might possibly be struggling with the surround sound on the Xbox One S, that might be your problem. And on a closing note, I don't need Halo 5 or Halo the Master Chief Collection that came with this Xbox One S bundle, so I'm giving them away, and if you didn't see the giveaway video, I have it linked somewhere here, there. I don't know where I'm going to put it, I'll find out in post. So whatever it is, you just click it and it'll take you to that video. That's it for today. See you next time on the Gaming 5.